Bethsaida. Whereas here down in the South, we say Bethesda. It's such a common name for a hospital nowadays. For us here in Lexington, I'm sure several of you are familiar with Bethsaida Hospital in Cincinnati, just north of us. Some people in this room, especially on Memorial Day, are familiar with Bethesda, Maryland, where the infamous Walter Reed Medical Center is located. And sometimes that hospital is called Bethesda Naval Hospital. And some of you may know, before I was with y'all, I was a hospital chaplain during the pandemic in particular. Some of you are just now learning about this for the first time, but one of the things I often did as a hospital chaplain was sit bedside for strangers, people who were dying, whether from COVID-19, cancer, or some other traumatic injury. I've seen miracles happen firsthand. And I could stand here and tell you one of those thousands of stories from that time. Some where great and wonderful miracles happened. Some where healing meant the end of great suffering. But something still would get lost in translation, even if I shared one of the several experiences that mirror our gospel this morning. But instead, here at Good Shepherd, as a priest of this parish, I want us to dive deeper into what miracles are actually doing. I want us to use the gospel, the story of the healing at the pool of Bethesda, to truly understand what we know about healing and what we may presume. So I want us to start by laying out only the four things that we clearly know in our gospel this morning, to see what we might be presuming about healing. Here is what we do know. First, is that we know the main character is a man. We don't know whether he's a follower of Jesus. We might even assume Jesus doesn't know him, or that the man doesn't know Jesus' name. But all we know is that he is a man. Second, we know this man has been ill for 38 years. But we don't know what that illness is. We can make assumptions by the previous sentence that he's maybe blind or lame or paralyzed. But those are all just assumptions. We have no idea what his particular illness is. The only thing we do know is that he's been ill for a very long time. Presumably his entire life, because the average age in Jesus' lifetime was between 30 and 40 years old. Regardless, this man in particular has been ill for 38 years. Third, we know the man is lying there. What we don't know is why he is lying there. Is his illness not allowing him to move? Was he just simply tired and taking a rest? Is it not important? It's not important to Jesus or the writers of our gospel why this man is lying there. He simply just is. And even Jesus knew he has been there a long time. Does there in this instance mean at the pool or in a state of illness? We're not really sure. All we know is the man is lying there. The fourth and final thing we clearly know is that the man is made well. What we don't exactly know is how. We have no idea, besides he was no longer lying down, and he took up his mat and walked. We do not know if he could not walk before. We could sit here and debate about whether or not it was his own agency that allowed him to get up, or Jesus healing him. But what we do know is that through an interaction with Jesus, this man is made well. You all might be asking, why am I doing this? Why am I separating what we know from what we don't know? I've seen healing happening in my own life and in others. I've walked alongside y'all as you have gone on the path towards healing. But healing is often not a straightforward path. It's not simple. Healing is complicated. Healing is messy. Healing is exhausting. Healing is often misunderstood. I want to be loud and clear and say that I am not saying miracles don't happen. On the contrary, I am looking at miracles in our midst right now. I believe that little miracles are happening every single day, but we just don't always notice or even understand. And then, even when we get to witness these miracles firsthand or hear about them afterwards, their meaning gets lost in translation. The healing this man experiences in our gospel, the healing that I know can only come from Jesus, is utterly and so bodily. We're talking about human bodies that can only truly be understood by that body. Words are limited in their ability to explain the complexity of what is broken, what is healing, and what is changed. Healing is so utterly personal, but it also has this communal impact. We want our loved ones to feel better. And in many ways, we need them to feel better. But healing is so complicated because we might have expectations about what it looks like, or how it might happen, or what we think the best course of treatment is. But in reality, healing is not simple. Healing is complicated, it's messy, it's exhausting, and very often misunderstood. But I firmly believe these miracle stories, 33 unique stories to be exact, lie in our Gospels, especially like the one appointed for today with the man at Bethsaida. They continue to be important, not necessarily because of the healing itself, but what it reveals about Jesus. Miracles are not just about healing. They're communal because they are about what they reveal about Jesus. So if we return to what we do know in this story, I wonder what we might more deeply understand about Jesus. The first thing that we do know, that the man is a man. That's all we know about him. We don't know his name. We don't know where he comes from. But what it reveals about Jesus, that you don't have to be someone special to receive a miracle. He's just a man. We don't even know if he's a follower of Jesus, but even this random man who can fade into obscurity afterwards is worthy and loved to receive the miracle gift. And the fact that we don't know this man's name shows that miracles are regular business for Jesus. This man, and any man, is worthy of being healed. Second, we know that this man has been ill for 38 years. This man could have continued for another 38 years with the same illness. It's very possible that after 38 years, all hope of change may be lost. I imagine this man saying phrases like, "It's too late. I'm too old. This is my life. Why try to change it?" And what it reveals about Jesus, this miracle, is that for Jesus, it's never too late. You're never too old. You don't have to settle. Change is possible even when all hope feels lost. For Jesus, it's never too late. Third, we know the man has been lying there. That doesn't mean he has to stay there. Jesus does not judge why the man is lying there. The man could be there because of his own making or because of his illness. Regardless, Jesus says, "Get up," and the man is made well. Our fourth and final reason is that we know the man was made well. But we know it was done in partnership with God. Jesus asked the man, "Do you want to be made well?" And the man technically does not say yes. Instead, he gives Jesus a list of reasons why he cannot. Reason number one, "I have no one to put me into the pool." Reason number two, "I try to make my way and someone else steps ahead of me." Jesus does not shame or blame for making himself well, but simply responds to his reasons with, "Stand up, take up your mat, and walk." And at once, the man was made well. We don't really know what well means. The next line says he took up his mat and began to walk. Is he healed now because he can go and walk? Is he healed because he can't get up from the spot he was stuck in, whether metaphorically or literally? It's left up to our interpretation. But what is clear, that after 38 years of being ill, this random man was made well by being in partnership with God. Or put another way, a miracle happened when Jesus partnered even with a stranger. For Jesus, healing is not exclusive or selective. Simply put, no one is unworthy of experiencing healing. Healing for Jesus is never too late. It's exhausting, but it doesn't mean we have to stay there. And no matter the reason, a partnership with God can lead us to being made well. So I wonder, the good people of Good Shepherd, what a partnership with Jesus could look like for each one of you? What miracle could happen even if you think you're not worthy? It's too late. You're stuck. There's 100 reasons not to. Healing. Healing is possible. But healing is often misunderstood. But a partnership with Jesus can start the journey towards wellness for your body, for our body, for the whole human